Hey Demolitia, welcome to Demolition Wrench. But we're actually not going to be doing any wrenching today in the garage, and we're not going to be doing any wrenching today in the barn on the 01. Today we're going to see Earl, and it's been a while since you have seen Earl. The last time was when we put the new flatbed on Earl. Earl, for those who don't know, is my Dodge Ram Cummins turbo diesel 2500. It's a great truck, 4-wheel drive. She's a beaut. His name is Earl. He's a handsome, muscular man. But we are actually going to be working on Earl today. He is over at my good buddy's shop, Holden Bros Diesel, and we're going to go over there to do some stuff that will make Earl last to the end of the world, which is why he is lovingly referred to as End of World Earl. And I was just up here filming the video, hanging up that after we got the lift up, and so I'm running these two videos in one day. It's tricky for a guy like me, because I'm not very smart. Speaking of Holden Bros Diesel, man, maybe we should get these guys to put a little Duramax in this bad boy. Allison transmission, Duramax would really wake up the old Humvee. But I also kind of like that it's just a Humvee, like it's cool. The engine leaves a lot to be desired, but it's just such a neat truck when it's all in its stock, very basic military form. And it starts right up every single time. All right, meet you guys at Holden Bros. Holden Bros Diesel. My brother Mark actually introduced me to these guys. You can see they just have a bunch of trucks. They do, ooh, look at that diesel. Have a bunch of trucks. He introduced me to these guys because he had his Dodge in here, getting it tuned and checked and fixed and new injectors put on and everything. I've had Earl in here once before too. Here's old Earl up on the lift with the big old bed on him. I am here with Willie Holden, the owner. What's up, dude?
What's up, bro?
Willie came with me when I first bought Earl because I kind of bought a turd before that. I bought a old, what was it, it was a 6.4. 6.4. Yeah, and it was a 6.4 Ford. It sucked. It broke instantly. And he was like, hey, you shouldn't have done that. And I could have told you about that before you bought it. And so I was like, well, I'm gonna get Willie to come with me next time. And so Willie came with me. He checked this thing out. You guys saw him on the video. He made sure that this thing was good. Yeah. And this truck has been awesome, like so good.
Yeah.
It's like you know what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, you know, you make your money when you buy. And obviously this was something that the guy took care of and basically unmolested, which leaves us a nice slate to do all the right parts without having to come back and fix any issues, really.
So what are we doing today, Willie?
So we're going to do quite a bit of stuff. This little table, we've got some kind of basic stuff going on. This is a cold air intake.
Yes.
Help it breathe a little bit better.
That is a giant filter. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm not used to diesel parts. Like, that's just crazy looking.
A lot of this stuff is actually really cool to look at, and it works really well as well. So we're gonna throw this guy in there. We're also gonna do a silk screen over the top of this thing to help the filter last a whole lot longer. It extends the life of that like 4 or 5 times.
Cool.
We're gonna do what's called a bonded separator plate in this thing. So the factory valve body in these have real bad cross leaks. And if you turn the line pressure up on these things, they won't actually be able to make line pressure. So factory's 160. We're gonna bump this up to 225 with custom tuning. That helps the clutches to apply with more holding power, allows it to make a little bit quicker shifts, helps the converter as far as lockup, just good in basically every way without really getting into the transmission.
Cool.
So we're gonna break the valve body down.
You probably feel that while driving, I would assume, kind of shift harder.
Most definitely.
Cool.
And we're also gonna hook you up with the latest tuning that we have. It's called user-defined tuning. So we actually have options that not a lot of people do to adjust shift firmness, timing, low-end fueling, lots of cool stuff, and I'll go over that with you when we get that installed in the truck after this is all done.
Sweet.
So these are our matching factory filters to go with this when we get the valve body tore down.
Perfect.
That's on the transmission side. Then we're gonna do just kind of cleaning up some of the other stuff. I got us a pinion seal. Our rear pinion seal is leaking on these trucks. A lot of people don't know, but it's actually a 2-piece design. It's got one on the yoke and one on the pinion. And so we've got the good stuff from AAM to go back in there. On the front axle, we're gonna do some front and rear diff service. So we're gonna change the fluids, clean everything out. take a good look at
Yeah,
everything.
a lot of the stuff we're doing today is just to make sure it lasts for a long
exactly.
time. And so stuff that needs to be done, and I want to make this thing, you've told me this thing will probably get to 500,000 miles if we do the right stuff and take care of it.
That's right. If we take care of this truck, change the oil, change the air cleaner, stuff like that, the worst thing that we're going to deal with is probably a turbo failure and a transmission failure at some point. It's kind of inevitable for all of these trucks, but we're going to try to extend all of that maintenance out, as far as we can into the future.
Perfect.
So what we're doing on the front axle on this truck while we're in here is we're going to eliminate the unit bearing. The unit bearing on this truck comes like this. So it's an assembled bearing, it's pressed together. Everything that holds the load on the front end is encapsulated in this little piece. Non-serviceable, you can't do anything with it. When it wears out,
throw
you
it
gotta
away
go
and get a
buy
new one. Okay.
Yeah, and they're expensive. They're anywhere from $200 for a cheap one to $500 or $600 for something really good. We went ahead and stepped up. Matt did, and he bought the big boy kit. So this is really, really cool. This is basically a Dana 60 kind of retrofit for this truck. So we're gonna eliminate that bearing. We're gonna install a spindle that's gonna use 2 tapered bearings that sit out here, these guys. So we'll have one on the inside, we'll have one out here on this end.
Distribute that force a
Yeah,
little
it's
bit.
a whole lot better distribution of weight. It's much easier on you in the long run because you're not gonna be removing and installing this all the time. Much, much stronger. If you do run it through water, if it does go a lot of miles, you pull it out, you either pack the bearings or you replace them and you rock and roll. Really, really good investment. The other part of that is gonna be the hub assembly. This is gonna let us use a manual locking hub instead of a full-time spinning front axle. That's good for a lot of reasons. You can increase fuel mileage. It increases the pull on the steering wheel, or decreases it rather,
Right.
because you don't have this U-joint rolling over the entire time.
This is a free spin kit, right?
Yes.
So basically everything from the transfer case forward is spinning normally, even when I'm just in 2-wheel drive.
Yes, exactly.
And so there's just a lot more friction, a lot more wear, and that's gonna make your fuel economy worse. It's gonna make everything a little worse. This thing makes it to where that stuff is not spinning.
Exactly.
Unless you're in 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, the dealer only did that because it's easy to mass produce, and for the most part, they'll make it through the warranty cycle before repairs need to be done.
Sure.
So this is something for the long-term investment user. So with that, we're gonna get really awesome 41, I think they're 4130, but much larger outer axle shafts, 35 spline, super stout, basically unbreakable. We use these in 1,000+ horse trucks all the time in 4-wheel drive launches. They're just really, really reliable.
And we, this one did not have lockers up front, right?
No,
These don't come with lockers. So now I'll be able to lock the front, which is cool.
Exactly, yeah. And from the factory, this was fixed inside there, so we didn't have the option to manually lock and unlock the hub.
Cool.
So with this setup, these are all chrome moly and steel, much, much stronger. This stuff is basically unbreakable. So now when we get done, we'll have a manual locking hub to engage and disengage 4-wheel drive.
Cool.
Our ball joints is the next deal. So here's a factory style ball joint right here. This is your lower. When they wear out, they're junk. You throw them in the trash. And the part about it that sucks is pressing it in and out of the knuckle over and over and over ends up where you have a loose tolerance on the inside. So this one has been replaced enough times that they went back with what's called a knurled setup. So we've gone in and peened it because it has lost some of its press.
Yep.
Now we're gonna install this ball joint, which is billet, made in USA, fully rebuildable. In the event that you do wear this, you simply buy a kit, you tear these pieces down, reinstall the new wear items with the ball joints still installed. So they never have to be pressed out of the knuckle ever again.
Cool.
Super, super stout. Very, very good product. So that's gonna eliminate a ball joint issue. Finally, we're gonna do some head studs on this
That was the
truck.
main reason I even started thinking about doing stuff, because I've always heard head studs are a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely, especially on 6.7 trucks. Earlier 5.9s, they do a lot better because they don't have as many perforations in the top of the deck.
Yep.
6.7s have what's called steam ports in them, and it just gives it a lot more places to deviate and blow the head gasket. So we're gonna install a set of 625s from ARP. This is their stoutest fastener. These are super, super stout. A lot of people would say these are overkill, but we like that part.
Yeah.
The last thing you want to do is have to get back in there. So what we're going to do is, without removing the cylinder head, we're going to remove a head bolt and install a stud at a time. And we've had really, really good luck with that. Saves you some money and keeps you from ever having to pull the head off the top of the
Sure.
truck.
And for those who don't know, there are bolts that hold the head on, and there's a gasket in there, and that head gasket can blow. And so the whole purpose of this is to put extra pressure down
That's right.
on that head to keep that gasket from blowing. Right.
Yes, because that's an expensive repair. Much more expensive than buying the studs and having them installed. Yeah, besides what we've got laid here on the table, we're going to do some general maintenance, change the fluids, T-case, maybe another U-joint on the rear drive shaft, and we're going to get this truck a hell of a lot more reliable.
Giddy up. I also want to say I've sort of fallen in love with first-gen Cummins trucks. I still think they're ugly, but I kind of want to build one now. So this is exactly what I want, actually. So it's got the extended cab, but not with back doors. It has this little tiny area behind the front seats, but it's not a single cab. It has tow mirrors, which is awesome. It's a pretty clean truck. It's a 350, and it's a dually. So this has the first gen Cummins dually, and they've got some bigger tires on this frame. Kind of want to build me a first gen Cummins truck. What do you guys think about that? I mean, this is later. This is like after Bronco, later down the line. Look, there's another one. First gen dually right there. Needs way bigger tires, but it's so cool looking. Also needs tow mirrors. We also are going to put some little shackle extensions back here that'll raise this up a little bit. They're actually just bigger shackles. So it'll raise this up a hair because I just want to get a little more clearance around this thing. It would work like this, but the front, it's actually jacked up a little bit more in the front. The front is higher than the back. This is exaggerated right now, but that'll get that up like another inch or two back here, and I think it'll look perfect, plus give us plenty of clearance back here. I don't think we're gonna have to roll any of this out. I think we're good. This thing has bigger than stock tires on it, so it's pretty tight, but I think a little bit of clearance, it'll be perfect. Also, the last time you saw this bed, all the electrical wasn't hooked up. They went ahead, while they had it here, hooked all the electrical up for me. So this thing is totally done back here as far as the bed's concerned. So this is the side we haven't done yet. So this is showing when the wheel spins, it spins that U-joint and spins everything that direction. This side has the wheel and this side has the free spin kit. So when I spin this, you see that does not spin. So it's not spinning all the stuff up there. So there's a whole lot less friction, a whole lot less stuff that has to spin when you're rolling in two-wheel drive. This truck currently is sitting on 35s, and I thought about putting 37s, which is what the Humvee has on it, or maybe even going crazy and doing something bigger, but I think I'm gonna leave it at 35, because this truck, Earl, is my work truck. I use it for a ton of work, and I want it to still be like convenient for work and not too crazy stupid. So I think I'm gonna reserve putting giant, crazy, stupid tires on something that's not my like everyday work truck that we use to do everything we do. I don't know, what are your thoughts? 35s? I mean, 35s are big. Leave them at 35s, or should we just go 37s, 40s, 44s?
Okay, so the other piece that we're gonna do on this is install what's called an auto agent. This is the latest model, the 2. This thing's a little bit smaller and it has a little bit more functionality than the original version. This works up on all the way up till late model, 2019, 2020 stuff. Super, super cool because this gives you access to whoever's tuning your vehicle permanently. You can do live data logs, you can change tuning, you can do all of that without having to visit a shop or visit with anyone at all. Your phone pulls up, you have an app on your phone, you can go in and select different profiles, whatever tune you want to install on the truck, make adjustments, talk to the tuner,
so I can roll coal all day long, and then I can crank it down and be normal.
That's right. That's what's going to be really cool about our tuning. The UDT tuning, we use CTT for that stuff. We're going to give you the ability to adjust on the fly tunes using your phone, no switch, so it's super
That is cool.
Under the dash. And you've got lifetime support, so you have lifetime access to all of the tunes on your truck forever. You can adjust fueling from 0 to 9, shift firmness from 0 to 9, tunes 1 through 5 on the fly.
And there's like an app on my phone that I just
absolutely
put a link to it.
Super straightforward. Go to the App Store,
Cool.
download the Auto Agent app. As soon as you fire up the truck, it'll sync with your phone when you pull up that application, and you've got live gauges that are there. You can set limiters, you can set all kinds of stuff. It's really, really cool. And when we get it installed, maybe we can get back into a little bit more detail and show you how this thing works.
Perfect. They finished the front free spin kit, almost done.
Almost.
And we are going to call it a day today, and we'll be back here in a couple days to finish out. It's only gonna be like a second for you. See ya. Okay, I'm back here in the truck. We're driving Earl. What's up, Willie?
What's up?
All right, hold this thing. Tell me what we got going on.
All right, dude. So we installed our auto agent, Easy Link, and we've done what's called UDT, user defined tuning on your setup. So that gives us the ability to adjust all kinds of stuff on the fly. So check it out. This kind of works like this, and we have a big drop down menu. We can scroll through here and check all kinds of stuff out. Adjust shift firmness, lockup times, all kinds of great stuff that makes drivability a whole lot better. The truck has minimal smoke.
Yeah.
Stomp this thing, dude.
All right, stomp.
On the mat, boom.
So you get like a little puff.
Little puff, super clean.
Feels good, shifting smooth.
Rocking and rolling.
I like it.
Happy customer right here, baby.
Very much. All right, hey, can we make it roll cold though?
Yes, we can actually. So we'll just click,
like really roll
we're
cold.
gonna click lightning button. We're gonna go down and we're gonna go fueling 7. Fueling 7 was sent.
So just like that, it's good?
Yeah, just like that, we are ready to rock. So let's see what we get now. Oh, man. Maybe stock injectors and what you got set up is a little too clean.
It is rolling more cold than it ever did before though. So.
Yes, and we're still on a light tune. You know, we're running around on tune 2. This is something super conservative. It's keeping our EGTs low. I mean, we had seen over 1,000 degrees. We're on a stock turbo, a 35-inch tire with stock gears and a heavy truck. We are awesome right now, man. 225 line pressure, so the clutches aren't slipping.
So it's crazy, he has all these readings on his phone. He can see all the temperatures and the pressures and everything just on an app on the phone, which I'll get. And pretty neat. So Earl is shaping up. I just dropped off Willie. Holden Bros Diesel. They were very nice to me. I'm gonna link them in the description below, and I think they do good work. This truck's feeling good. We got a bunch of stuff done. Oh, we got I'll show you when I get home what they did to kind of the stance of the truck. I already told you what we were going to do, but I'll show it all to you when I get home and we get this thing cleaned up before I give you the final look around. Just got Earl home. What do you think? Do you like the way it looked before or this way better?
This way.
I actually do too, man. Looks so good. And the thing about the looks is the looks really don't matter. Earl's a work truck and we need Earl to do some work. So we got it, man. We got this bed all rigged up.
Daddy,
Yes, sir?
what's this bed for?
It's for carrying anything and everything we need to carry. So it has, as most trucks have, a hitch down low, a bumper hitch. And this one's, it's got a license plate. This thing's beefed up way more so it can carry way more weight. Plug in right there. We also have a gooseneck ball. Ugh. Right there. This thing folds out of the way just like that. And we have tie downs everywhere, so it'll be super easy to strap loads down. It still is sort of a flatbed because it has a very shallow bed back here, but what I really like about it is that it does have rails all along the sides. My other one did not. It was just a flatbed, and so we had to tie everything down. Oh, thanks, I was looking for that. And so now, if we just need to put something, you know, some shovels or something back here that are not gonna fly out, we don't have to worry about tying them down because they're not gonna go anywhere. So this tailgate comes down, and then there are work lights on it, and you can actually turn those on if you're working back here. We have these work lights all right here, so 4 big work lights there. I think you can turn on, there's
6.
Yep, and there's some up there as well. So all of this will be lit up, this will all be lit up, so you can light up everything back behind. Or if you're working in the bed, you can turn your work lights on and they'll shine this way and that way, so you have your bed all lit up back here to make this thing ready to do anything. We got these raised shackles put in for the rear springs to give us a little more tire clearance because it has a leveling kit, so it's up high in the front. And then back here, it was kind of snug. That got us up another couple inches to really give this truck a nice stance in the back to kind of match the front. God, it looks so good. And it has those big 35 tires on it. I really thought about putting something bigger. I was thinking about doing 37s or something to really make this truck beefy. Then at the end of the day, this is a work truck and I need it to be really good at doing work. And I was like, man, I don't want to do anything that's gonna make it rub or take away or make me have to jack it up even higher, which will make it tow not as well. So I decided, I think we're just gonna stick with 35s, at least for now, and stick with the current level. So we are gonna leave it at this stance for a little while, I think. What do you think, Link? God, you're strong. Ooh, check out that new sticker I just put in there. Got our locking hubs up front, our beautiful bumper from Ranch Hand. Yeah, this truck is shaping up. Okay, coming up on Earl, we have some more stuff to do up here, and it's gonna be awesome. And then I think Earl, well, no, there's one other big thing we're gonna do with Earl later, but that's all pretty much the utility stuff that I want to do with Earl. Well, almost. That's almost all the utility stuff. And then this thing is gonna be just so useful for all the stuff that we do with all of our work stuff, all of our fun stuff. Also, I was noticing this thing has little panels in here, and I think that must be for drilling into, for like mounting stuff to the doors, because you wouldn't want to drill through where you could see it from the outside, but you could drill in, mount to that, have all your tools hanging there or whatever. So cool. So much room. So much room for activities. Nice work. What do you guys think about old Earl and the new Bedrock bed? I'm really liking it. I think it's gonna be awesome and super useful. Oh, thanks, dude. And you're gonna see this thing be used a ton here on the channel. I'm gonna link Bedrock beds down in the description below because I'm loving this thing. Thank you guys for watching Off the Ranch. I love you, and I'll see you next time.